Welcome back all my Rabless Ramblers. We're back out for Solo Adventure 25. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and come along with us for a new adventure. So, it's official Rabless Ramblers. The channel has finally hit a milestone. 25 videos in, I'm quite proud of myself. This year I said I was going to do one video every month and make sure that we made up for last year's shortfall of 2 videos, and we're right on track. So, whoop whoop, go me. Levi, mwah. Daddy loves you, little man. I'm thinking about you every day, and I hope you've got plenty of cool stuff lined up for the summer. It's a shame that we can't be out here enjoying this together. And hopefully, it won't be too long before Opie comes out on a little camping trip with us. We've been talking about it. We've got a little countdown going where we said, well, a couple of months ago, I said, oh, we'll do it in 60 days or whatever. So we've been counting down, and I think we've got like 40 days left. And I promised him that I'd take him. So soon, you're going to see Opie Bear on the channel. The only thing is, I'm not looking forward to, I guess, is the whole, are we there yet? Are we almost there? Kill me now. I'm only joking. And if you remember my last video, if you haven't seen it, go check it out regarding the power banks, the Inju power bank. When I take my little nephew Opie Bear, I'm going to need a reliable power bank for his Amazon tablet to keep it charged up overnight. Probably need 3 or 4 charges to keep him occupied. So, Inju power bank, go check out my last video. It's worth a watch. Alright, you know me. Waffling on Rabless Rambler style, so enough talking, let's get walking, get my backpack on, and then we'll get on the move. Alright, let's get moving, shall we? There's no time like the present. We've got a long way to go, as always. I have no idea where we're going this time, so we'll figure it out. I've just realised the chest strap, do you remember the one that broke a while ago? I left the other piece in front of my TV. I forgot to bring it. So we don't have a chest strap on this trip. Luckily, it's not overly heavy, so we'll be alright. Anyway, let's get moving. So, it feels like for years now I've been promising a rainy thunderstorm camp trip. I can't guarantee that Mother Nature's going to play ball and give us lightning bolts and thunder, but if the weatherman is to be trusted, we are supposed to have nothing but heavy rain. Now the clouds are grey, the sky is dark. Fingers crossed we get this rain because I've packed for a rainy trip. I've got a new tent specifically for a rainy adventure, but just in case, I brought the sun cream because you never know. So the main reason for me wanting to come out and do one of these crazy wet weather adventure trips is just to prove to the people that say it's too miserable when it's wet to go camping that it really doesn't have to be. You can still have a really good time, stay fairly dry even when it's pouring down. So there's literally no excuses. I mean, as expected, there's no bloody rain. What's going on? I'm fully packed ready for this wet weather adventure, but still, we're going to have a good time nonetheless. The main thing when you're out on these adventures is just to be prepared. Definitely don't pack your fears, but just pack what you need. Check ahead with the weather. If it's going to be rainy, bring your rain gear. If it's going to be sunny, you don't need all the extra clothing and stuff. So now, as far as location goes on this one, we're out somewhere completely brand new, never been here before. I've been scoping it out on the map for a little while, and as far as I can tell, it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool little spot. Not seen another soul for miles around. As always, we find the best camping spots, and they're always the wild ones. I don't really have any specific spot to pitch. It's just a matter of getting out and exploring and seeing what we can find, seeing what we can see. This is all completely new terrain to me, but according to my calculations on the map, there should be plenty of water sources along the way, so we're not short for water. As far as just finding a cozy little spot to pitch up for the night, get set up, see what we can do with this new tent. So as I mentioned in my last adventure, I have bought myself a new tent, and I actually specifically bought it for this rain adventure because it has a feature that I've been looking for in a tent design for years. Now, most of the tent manufacturers do something similar, but there's always something missing, it's not quite right. And then I found this a couple of months ago and I was just like, oh, I've got to get it. And I'm not going to lie, it was 65 quid. I think it's a 2-man tent, fully waterproof. And it's actually by my favourite brand. I know I don't do branding and stuff here on Rabless Ramblers, but Eurohike, ever since I was a little kid, has been the brand, the go-to tent manufacturer for me. Now, it is a budget tent, but we'll do a comparison with it, I guess. Oh, I just got distracted by the views over on the side, on this side. So yeah, we'll do a comparison though with this one that I'm using now. And then another time we'll come out in a rain adventure. We'll use my expensive tent, the one that cost me 650 quid. And we can compare the difference, if there really is a difference, between a £65 tent and a £650 tent. Now they both weigh identical, made of completely different materials. So we'll see how it goes though. Let's just see what happens tonight. Because I want to actually experience some rain. Otherwise, it's not really a rain test, is it? And it's not really a rain thunderstorm adventure. But I can only do so much. I tell you, it's a cool location already though. A few down trees, or quite a few down trees to be honest. A couple leaning over the path in front of me. But you can see some behind me there as well. There's no real wind today though, so it shouldn't be an issue. It's quite wet though. Like everything's soggy, so we'll see what it's like once we actually get into the woodland. So like on the map, we've got to cross through the woodland, and then when we get to the other side of the woodland, or sort of in the middle of the woodland, there's like a secret little loch. We'll call it the Hunt for the Hidden Loch. That's what we're going to call this adventure. How cool does it look in there though? The greens, everything's so green today. Once we find where we're going to set up camp for the night, I think what we'll do first thing is get our tarp set up, just in case it rains. We've got a nice dry comfortable place to work from. Let's call it home base. Hopefully by now you've all spotted the merchandise. Sorry, not sorry for the shameless plug there. I have been working hard in the background to get things up and running, but the main issue that I'm running into at the minute is just the cost of everything. It's so expensive. Basically, to run the kind of website that I really want to run, it's going to cost me like £89 a month for the membership fee, so that I can have all the features that I really want. One of those features being the ability to put 4K video onto my website, where people who click onto the website can come and watch these adventures, and there's no adverts. It's fully 4K straight onto my website, and you can just bypass YouTube, because I know adverts, one of the main things that put people off, especially on my adventures, because they're so long. You probably have to watch 1,000 adverts to get through the whole video, so it'd be good to be able to offer that to the viewers. Like, hey, if you're sick of these adverts, just pop over to the website, watch it in HD, no messing about. But if any of you know me by now, you know I like to do things properly. I don't like to mess about. So until I can afford to get it up and running properly the way I'd like it to be, you're gonna have to hold up, bear with me for now, and just come on the adventure with me until we get it done. I promise I'll make sure that the hoodies and the merchandise and everything are the best quality they possibly can be when that time comes. But until then, you're just going to have to admire me wearing the stuff for now. I'll be the live model wearing the Rabless Ramblers gear out in the crazy wild. When it comes to gear on this trip, I haven't gone too crazy. Just got bare essentials that I need. My backpack's not heavy at all, to be honest with you. But one thing I do have to say about gear is if you remember on my last video, if you've seen it, if you've not seen it, go check it out. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, you know the drill. But no, on the last video, if you remember, the fire pit stopped working properly. And I was a bit confused because it was only like the third time I'd used it. The gas was leaking out the bottom. It was a fire hazard, really. So I got in touch with the company anyway. The company's called Fire Maple. I'm sure you've all heard of it, but I'm not happy with Fire Maple. So anyway, I got in touch with them and I said, look, there's an issue with this gas fire pit. They got in touch with me straight away, which I was happy with, and they were like, oh, stop using it immediately. We've discontinued that fire pit now. We don't sell it, so we can't exchange it. We can offer you a full refund, or we can give you an exchange for something else that we sell. So I thought, oh, fair enough. Gone on the website, they don't do anything around the same price that I need or anything that's useful. So I was like, well, there's nothing I want. I really just want that fire pit. They're like, no, sorry, it's gone. But then I said to them, it's still on your website for sale. And it's still on AliExpress for sale. But you're telling me it's discontinued. I just want it replaced. They're like, no, can't do it, sorry. So they gave me the money back and that was the end of the conversation. So then I've gone on there a week later. I thought, let me see what's going on here. So I tried to order it direct from the website, like I told them on the emails that it was available on their website. And the order went through and it got delivered to my house like a week ago. So then I got back in touch with the company and I was like, what the hell are you playing at? You forced me to take a refund, but then put the price up. They were like, oh, sorry, it was a miscommunication with our supplies department or something. As far as we were concerned, it was out of stock and it's discontinued. But within a week, magically, you've just had it resupplied everywhere without knowing about it. Oh, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. So be very careful when you're ordering stuff from Fire Maple, especially this time of year, you know, when prices are going up with inflation and stuff. Anything after April or before April, make sure you buy your stuff before the prices go up anyway. That's all I'm saying. I'm not happy with Fire Maple though. And honestly, after that experience with them, I don't think I'd buy anything from them again. If you all remember a few videos back, when I was talking about how suspiciously quiet all the other YouTubers have been over the colder months, you know, while we've still been out getting on these adventures, I said, just wait till summertime comes out when all the companies start releasing all the new products, you know, all the new gear, gizmos, gadgets. Right on cue, here they come, all the YouTube channels doing what they do best, paid reviews, paid sponsorships, and half of them admit that they wouldn't even go camping if it wasn't for the fact that they get all this free gear. It drives me mad sometimes. But yep, like I said, right on cue. So if you're looking for someone genuine who's not just after a quick paid sponsorship, subscribe. We do this for real wild camping. We never know where we're going to end up. We never know really where we're going. We just look around the maps, look for something as remote as we can find, pin it, and try and find a way to get there. Another massive pet peeve of mine, if you haven't noticed already on YouTube, with the outdoor channels, is how many people have bushcraft or survival or some crazy like expert level name in the title, but then you only ever see them car camping in luxury with the latest gadgets. And it's like, what's bushcraft about that? What's survivalist about that? It really drives me mad because essentially it's false advertising. Now, I shouldn't be here complaining and hating, and I'm not hating, it's just an observation. You know, I get out and do this for real. And a lot of these other people are just like picking the same spot every weekend. And it's like, oh look, company sent me something. Let's get out and pitch up the tent for 5 minutes. Let's buy a steak. Let's do this. It's like, that's not even realistic. In this economy, who the hell can afford a steak? Come on, tin of beans. Now, even though we're fast approaching summer and it's staying light for longer, with it being so miserable at the moment, it's still really gloomy. Now, it's bright for me still, but for the camera doesn't like bright white. in the background, because the only way for you to see that bright white is to make me go really dark. So I'm trying to do my best to hide the skyline and keep the camera tilted down a bit. So far so good. I mean, I look fairly bright with this red jumper, so as soon as the jumper goes dark, I know we've got a problem with the exposure and the lighting. Up, down, up, down. That's one thing as well you'll find when you come out on these adventures. Sometimes it's like a bit trippy, because you'll find yourself walking up more than you're walking down. But then the place you're trying to get to is down, so it makes no sense. Somehow we've got to make it through there. Never easy going, is it? Never easy going. Right. In case you're all wondering, why has he got his sunglasses on when it's raining? It's because of things like this. It's more to protect my eyes than anything. You never know when the odd twig's gonna stab you in the eyeball. Hey, we made it through. That looks so cool through here though. It's like a little secret escape. Well, I guess this is the hunt for the hidden loch, so it's not gonna be easy, is it? This is some crazy terrain, I tell you that. Oh, there's a nice resting log here. Oh, we'll just duck under for a minute. Oh, if we can. Oh, there we go. I am knackered. But yeah, the sunglasses trick for all you woodland explorers, I recommend it. Be nothing worse than like poking yourself in the eye or getting an eye injury out here. Be the worst thing ever. Oh man, I'm so shattered. My backpack's not that heavy, but the terrain is like, whew, it's awful. Be worth it though, I'm sure. I bet you're all thinking, so Charlie boy, what's this obsession or craving to get out in this rainy, miserable weather? Why not a sunny weather trip? And for me, there's a few pros and cons. Well, there isn't many cons, to be honest. There's a couple of pros though. Oh, just pull my trousers up. One of the pros for me coming out on these adventures in miserable conditions is the fact that most of these fair weather campers can't handle it and they stay away, they stay home, and it basically means you get all the trails to yourself. No noisy neighbours, no struggling for a spot to pitch up your tent. You've just got everything to explore all to yourself. Here we go, people. The rain is coming down. I'm gonna have to get my rain gear on, or at least get my rain jacket on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited to put it on I've had this rain jacket for a good couple of years. I've never had a chance to use it. So we finally get to see if it's any good or not. Probably thinking, oh, it's a bit baggy. No, I bought a small last time. This is the second one I've bought. Or was it a medium? I think I bought a medium last time. And it just wasn't quite big enough when you've got a hoodie on and stuff like that underneath. Probably need to put the trousers on too, don't we? Although in fact, I reckon I can get away with the trousers for now. If it gets any worse, then remind me, say, Charlie boy, put the trousers on. You're gonna get soaked. This is definitely working for now though. I'll give it the thorough Rabless Ramblers test before I tell anyone whether it's good or not. And even then I'll probably forget. Hey, we're locked and loaded, ready to go. And I'm waterproofed up. See, this is partly of what I was talking about. You don't need to be miserable on a rainy adventure. Out in the wilderness, in the Scottish Highlands, rain's forecast to be just horrid for the next week. We're still having a good time. I'm smiling. I'm not wet at all. My hands are not cold or anything, so yeah, let's go, man. Anyway, as I was saying, the pros of coming out in miserable weather. Pro number 2, in fact, let me just see how the hell I'm going to get across this log. Hey, we did it. Pro number 2, anyway, is when you come out in the rain and the rain washes over the forest. If you're lucky, a bit like today, like the vibrant green comes out of everything. Like it just seems more green in the rain. I'm guessing it's because all the plants are like sucking up all the water and all the vitamins and nutrients. Sometimes you get like a cool mist as well that sort of sits through the woods. I've seen the mist on the drive up here, up in the hills, but I don't think it's going to settle down this low. It still looks luscious out here though. So yeah, that's my second pro of coming out. Empty trails, vibrant green colours. Even the smell in the air is different when it rains, like a fresh woodland smell. It's really cool. If you've never experienced it, as I said in my last video, don't experience it. Stay at home, just watch my videos. Let me experience it for you. But just trust me when I say it smells good. Hey, look at this. You know when you see faces and clouds and faces and objects and stuff, there's an expression for it, I can't remember. But to me that looks like a dog or a rabbit jumping on the back of another rabbit. The rain seems to have chilled out a bit now. I keep getting sidetracked though. So what was I talking about? The pros and cons of coming out in harsh conditions. Where was it up to? Number 3, I think. So pro number 3 for coming out in harsh conditions, miserable weather, harsh conditions, is I think it builds resilience. Gives you a bit of a confidence boost when you've accomplished what you set out to do. Plus, with the weather being like this, it forces you to slow down a little bit because everything just takes that little bit longer. It's almost like the same effect when it's a really hot day and you feel sluggish, but like everything's wet and slippy and marshy and boggy and stuff, so you have to slow down, take your time, watch where you're stepping. So you kind of appreciate where you are a little bit more when it's like bad weather, rather than just rushing through on a hot day and not really appreciating the views and the actual thing that brought you out here in the first place. I guess the fourth and final reason I've got for coming out in this kind of weather is the fact that it's the comfort, sleep aid sound of the rain. Oh, how you doing through there? Oh. Yeah, the sound of the rain on the tent, pattering down on your tarp, snuggled up, get your lantern on, have a nice cozy hot chocolate, just enjoy being in the warmth while it's miserable around you. I know some people don't like it, can't stand the sound of the rain on the tent and stuff. So in the comments, let me know. Do you prefer to sleep with your earplugs in, complete silence? Or do you like the sound of nature and just the ambient woodland sounds around you? Good question, to be honest. I'd be curious to know. I think if I would have had to guess, most people prefer the ambient sounds, but some people just can't stand it. But then I think, why do you even like camping if you don't like the sound of nature? I don't know, it confuses me. Anyway, enough rambling on. Let me get walking and I'll come back in a little bit and start talking some more. Hey, we've made it out of that godforsaken woodland. I'm on some cool path right here. I'll flip it around so you can see. Just some secret little hidden track. I knew my suspicions on the map. Alright, I knew someone had been here before. Look at them tracks on the floor. It's a dead giveaway. Hey, I think we're here, people. We've made it to my spot. Our new secret spot. This is actually wicked. Jesus. There's so much flat ground. Someone's had a fire pit there, so someone's been here before. But look behind us. Look at that. Big flat open piece of ground. And then the bit that you've all been waiting for. Little island right in the middle, just there. Hey, Rabless Ramblers! Solo Adventure 25, for the milestone. How's this for a cool location? Oh yes. But first thing we need to do is get a tarp up and get out of this rain, because everything's getting absolutely soaked and my camera's dying right now. So let's get this tarp up, shall we? Alright, time to get this bag off and get set up, I think. I'm not going to bother with the tarp right now, I just want to get my tent set up, because to be honest I just want to know what it looks like. I think I'm too eager and too excited. Alright, let's get this tent out, shall we? Oh, it's a big one. Alright, well, this is the tent, and it is the Eurohike Ribble 2 for anyone who's interested. Never set it up, I didn't even get it out in the house, so first time with me, first time with you, let's do it. Alright, here's the tent, let's see what we get inside. Instruction manual, lay it flat, put the poles in, peg it down, good to go. Right, that was easy enough. You get your good old string that nobody uses and everyone loses. Poles, pegs, inner, outer. Right, before we get that tent set up, there's one thing I need to do. And yes, I remembered this time, everybody. The midges are out. It's that time of year. So what I've brought with me this time is some 34% deep cream. Hopefully, this should do the trick. You can go up higher strength than this, but normally this is enough to keep them at bay, at least while I'm setting up the tent. It's another reason why I want to get the tent set up. So I can hide away from these midges. Apply it liberally, don't be scared, just don't put it in your eyes. Whew. One word of warning though, it does stink. Anyway, as we were, let's get back to doing this tent. Alright, I'm thinking somewhere here is going to be the best place to pitch this tent. Nothing's super flat, but it's flat enough. So, how hard can it be? You'll know how long it takes because I'm not going to cut this video. I'll just let this tent process be genuine, and you can see how long it takes somebody to put up a tent they've never put up before. Okay, fairly straightforward. As you can see, it's not a freestanding tent. You have to put the poles in it, and then you have to guy it down for it to stay up, otherwise the poles will just collapse inwards. You'll see in a minute though what I mean. That's one thing I like about the Eurohike brand, the tents. They always give you those poles that are pre-bent. This makes life so much easier. Then you're not panicking thinking, oh, am I putting too much pressure onto the pole? Alright, let's get this first one weaved in, shall we? Hopefully you can all see what I'm doing here. Just slide it through the tent sleeves. One piece of advice though when you're doing this, is you'll generally find that sometimes, not just this tent, but any kind of tunnel tent that's like this, where the sleeves, the poles go through the sleeves, is sometimes they can snag on the way in. So the trick is not to force them through, and just be gentle, just gently slide them through and they'll go through. If you try and force them, more than likely they'll get caught and it'll get you frustrated. Like right now, I think a lot of people would rush to be setting this up because of the rain, but rushing's the last thing you want to do because you're just going to make mistakes. So with lower budget tents like this, not to say there's anything wrong with it because it's not, Eurohike's one of my favourite brands, what you'll find on the bottom of the poles is a little hole, and what they do is underneath the tent there's these metal poles like spikes and they go inside, and you do that on all four sides and it just keeps the pole in place. You are not going to believe what's just happened to me. It's just my luck, honestly. Brand new tent, out the bag, and it's absolutely just broke on me. I'll flip you around so you can see what's happened. Look at this. The whole tent is just ripped and snapped. The pole snapped and it's ripped straight through the sleeve. It makes no sense why that's just happened. But it's happened nonetheless. So I don't really know what to do right now. So, we've got one broken tent. Oh man, such a long hike. I've got another spare tent in the car. I wasn't that stupid, I brought it back up. Do you know how far it is, man, to get back there? It's like 3:30 now. If I leave my bag and hide it in the bush or something, I can run back and get the other tent. Oh my gosh. Well, this is part of camping, right? This is part of camping. This is real life. I'm just so thankful that I brought a spare tent. I don't know what it was. Something was telling me, bring a spare tent, Charlie boy. There's nothing I can do to fix it either. It's totally torn apart. Well, what can I say, eh? Go outdoors. Another company to complain about. Anyway, enough talking. Let me get all this stuff put away. I'm going to have to make the long hike back to the car. Alright, all my Rabless Ramblers. I've made it back. I got my tent. Unfortunately, or maybe it's fortunately, this is my canvas tent. And if you remember last time I said to you I needed to season it before I'd bring it out in the rain. Well, I've not had a chance to season it. So, I guess this is going to be the seasoning it gets. Hopefully it stays waterproof. But I'm going to try and quickly get a tarp up now because this is like crazy. Whew. I'm so annoyed about that tent. I phoned up the shop. I said to them, what can I do? And they were like, oh, the closest shop's 2 hours away. And we close at 5:30. So you'll never make it in time. I'm just like, if I didn't have another tent in my car, that would have been my whole trip ruined. And I guarantee Go Outdoors wouldn't be refunding me for fuel and for the food and all my inconvenience. Right, anyway, right, let's get this new tent set up properly this time and quickly. Well, I've got the tarp set up. I did try and film it, but the lens on the camera started steaming up and it was like inside the glass. So I just put the camera away for a minute, quickly got this set up, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with the tent and stuff. But still, I can't believe the tent I was most excited and looking forward to using broke before it even got pitched up. It's funny though, it's perfectly dry underneath, so it's definitely a waterproof tent. You can see, oh, 1 second. Still got a peg in the floor. There we go. You can see what's happened here. This and this, or this part of the pole is supposed to be inside this sleeve, not ripped like that. But where the pole was pre-bent, you can see where it snapped. It must have just been like a weak pole or something. The thing is though, it'd be an easy fix. All they need to do is send me a little piece of metal that matches. They probably should have sent one of them out with the tent. Let me just double check and see if there's one in there. Alright, you get a couple of guy ropes, a tent repair patch, not the thing we need though, but no pole repair kit. Yeah, we put the tent up exactly how we were supposed to. In this stage here, when we tried to bend the pole around, it just ripped straight out the actual seam. It's like the pole was just a few millimeters too thick. Right, this camera's steaming up again, as you can see, so I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to get this tent set up. So I'll bring you back when that's all done. Alright everyone, I've come up with a plan B. I'm using my other camera. Now I've never used this camera before, so I don't really know how it's going to look when I'm filming and stuff like that. I hope it's just as good as the other camera. But the other one is totally fogged up. There's nothing I can do with it. I've tried like rubbing it, warming it in my pocket, rubbing the lighter near it, and I'm not going to set it on fire or anything, so I figured put it away. I've dug this out the bag. It's already waterproof, but I've got a metal case on it to go under the water when you go diving and stuff, so there's no way this is going to steam up now. It's like encased off and sealed from the outside world. So anyway, enough chit chat. Let's get this tent up because been messing around for so long, like one thing after the other, just not going right. But when I said to you earlier, make sure you prepare, and as long as you prepare, you'll be fine. I was lucky because I prepared and I brought a spare tent, which I wouldn't normally do, but for some reason, something told me to bring another tent, so I got lucky, I guess. On my other camera, I always have it with me, just in case, like I want to film like extra footage and I need another camera to the side or something, but I've never really used it. I took it to Sweden. That's the main reason I bought it, was for Sweden, so I could do like the underwater shots. But then when I was using it, bear in mind I didn't know this when I bought it, so inside the camera it already has storage built in, plus I put an SD card in it. And I tried like messing with it at one point when I first bought it, but I'd used up all the memory internal, but I didn't know that. So then when I took it to Sweden and I pulled it out, trying to do some underwater shots, it was like boop, 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 memory full. I was like, full? I was like, oh, I must not have deleted the stuff from last time. So then I put it in my bag, didn't think about it. And then when I got back home, I checked the camera and it was just the internal storage that was full. The SD card that I bought for it was not even touched. So it was like, oh, what an idiot. You live and you learn. I'm not a camera guy, so. Right, let's get this tent up here. I'll try and move the camera so you get a better view of it. Alright, hopefully this tent shouldn't be as difficult to put up as that last one. This is my expensive tent. It only has one skin on it, so I don't need to bother putting it in or out. Alright, the two main poles are done. There's just one pole that goes across the centre. There we have it, that's that tent pretty much done. I always do that wrong though. You have to crisscross the bottom ones. There we go, tent's up. Whilst we're getting it up, let's get it out of the rain. There we go, tent's done. Looking good, looking good. I mean, it should do for the price of it. Yeah, that's my big expensive tent done. Tarps up, as you can see. Okay, well, for the people who have or haven't seen this tent previously, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all opened up. And there we have it, all set up, ready to go. Well, there's a pocket on the inside of the door for the door to stash away. And inside of the tent there's more than enough space for one man and his gear. So let's get the bed set up and stuff. Let's get this silver mat down, give ourselves a nice warm base. Ooh, hear the rain. Maybe we will get this thunderstorm trip that we've been waiting for so long. I've got a really bad feeling my sleeping bag's going to be soaking wet, you know, because the bottom of the rucksack is soaking wet. I should have really thought that one through and put it inside a dry bag. This is what I say about being prepared. Even a level 12 survival expert like me makes mistakes. We all do it. All wild campers know, no matter how much effort and how many lists you write and how prepared you try to be, you're always going to forget something. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. Right, let's get this bed blown up. Then I can get that sleeping bag out and try and let it dry out a bit. Not that it will in this nasty humid weather. Struggling with the bed. I want it the other way around. I want it this way. That's better. There we go. Got there in the end. Bed's done. Let me go grab that sleeping bag and see what it's like. The microphone's about to die. And yes, I was right. The sleeping bag is absolutely soaking wet. This is a down sleeping bag as well. Soaked. Like, absolutely wringing wet. That's a joke. Oh God. You know what, as much as I thought I was prepared on this trip, clearly I wasn't nowhere near prepared. Just little things that I've overlooked. Camera, it's fogged up. Didn't have the dry bag for my sleeping bag. I mean, it's soaking wet. Like, absolutely wringing. I'll be able to dry it out though, don't you worry. Where there's a will, there's a way. I've got my fire, my gas fire with me. I've got like a gas candle thing. So I'll get that going in a minute and try and warm the inside of this tent up. In fact, what I can do as well is a washing line in here. So what I can do is hang the foot box up and just let it dry a bit in the fresh air. Not that it's going to make much difference, that's saturated. Alright, table, chair, and let's relax. Alright, the tent's done. I just brought my little chair with me on this trip. Even that's soaking wet. Do you know what? I've got a rain cover for the bag inside the bag. I should have just put the rain cover on. Wasn't thinking. Do you know what I honestly thought? I thought being in the woodland through the trees and stuff, I thought I'd be mostly protected. And I was, to be fair, but just this one little patch that I've come to set up the tent in, because it's so open above me, the rain's just hammered me. And obviously where I left the bag before, where I stashed it, and I had to go back to the car to get the other tent, the bag when I came back was soaking wet, so that even the canopy from the trees didn't protect it. Nonetheless, one of the reasons why I want to buy a waterproof backpack for situations like that. It's alright saying, oh, put a dry bag in your bag, or do this or do that. It's just more faffing around, isn't it? You just want it to work without having to put something else on top of something else on top of something else. Chair's done. The deet that I put on earlier, that's wearing off now. I can feel little midges starting to crawl around the back of my ears. So I need to apply some more of that in a minute. My pillow's soaking wet. Oh, dearie me. Dearie, dearie me. Oh, look at that. Bring it close to the camera so you can see. Absolutely soaked. And the microphone just fell off again. And you might think to yourself, oh, why don't you just clip the microphone onto your collar or something? It's too loud. It sounds like I'm screaming down the microphone. I have to have it really far away. Even having it there, every now and again my voice gets too loud and it's just like peaking up into the red zone. What I really need is not one of these chest microphones. I need like a shotgun microphone that sticks on top of the camera and you just talk to that. Because I've got a loud voice, so that's better for me. But the only problem with one of those, it's not waterproof, is it? It's a bit like the top of this fluffy thing, absolutely soaking wet. You'd think camera manufacturers would have thought this through, this problem. Like, surely cameras are not, and microphones are not just meant to be used on hot days. What about rainy days? Like, make something that doesn't get wet. It's not hard, surely. To be fair though, the jacket worked. I've stayed absolutely perfectly dry. Right, there we go. Table's done. Chair's done. Definitely one of the worst things about camping is the amount of storage bags there is for everything. A bag for the table, a bag for the chair, a bag for the tarp poles, a bag for the tent, bag for the pillow, bag for the bed, bag for the floor, bag for the sleeping bag. There's so many bags! Alright, all that's left in there is some food and my guy lines. And to be honest, I'm just going to leave this out. Rest it on top of there and hopefully let it dry out a bit. Yep, it's totally covered by the tarp. Woohoo! So we're done finally. Oh, I tell you, that feels good. Finally to relax. Oh. Let me get this jacket off. Start. Just so flappy and annoying. Oh, there we go. I feel like me again. Oh, my hat's a bit wet though. It'll soon dry out. I mean, what isn't wet, to be fair? But it's like I said, I'm not miserable. Like, I'm fully dry. It's just stuff is wet. And that stuff could have been dry if I would have paid more attention and put it in the right bags and stuff. But, oh well, you live and you learn. I think what it is as well, this green bag you see me use all the time, the 100-litre bag, I'm really just trying to hammer it into the ground and use it until it's destroyed, because obviously it broke. I got in touch with the company, they didn't want to hear anything about it, so I'm just trying to use it and abuse it until it's done for, so I can justify getting another one. But right now, it's still working perfectly fine, so I can't justify it. Whew. These midges are starting to annoy me now though, as if you can't tell. So, round 2 with this fire. If you're out there watching, Dad, which I know you probably will be at some point, it's time for you to have a laugh at me now. Like I was laughing at you, trying to set this up. Fresh new cable, it shouldn't leak, so hopefully you should get to see how it's supposed to perform this time. I even brought the new stove top. I shouldn't have really, but I paid for it, so I'm using it. Right, here we go. Let's see if I can do it first time. Ooh, I just got an itchy ear. Pesky bugs. Hey, would you look at that? Less than 60 seconds. Only thing is, look at the state of my hands now. Absolutely black. I noticed that on my last video when I was doing the power bank review, because I was handling this fire before I did it. My hands were absolutely minging, so I need to give them a clean in a minute. Right, let's get this together. It's like messing about. Oh, I nearly rubbed my eye then with these dirty fingers. Oh, there we go. You found one clean finger. I picked up a few more of these gas bottles. I found them in my local pound store for £5 it was for 4 bottles, which is not too bad to be fair. More than it used to be back in the days. You used to be able to pick up a 4-pack for about £4, but I guess that's inflation for you. Alright, let's see if this fire lights and works this time. I'm not seeing any leaking so far. But hey, it's working. Hey, we have fire. Rabless Ramblers. We're toasty warm now. Look at that flame. That's what it was supposed to look like last time. Not like a little tiny blue thing just trickling out. And somebody asked me last time about the gas and how long it lasts when you're burning this on full power. And one of these bottles will last approximately an hour. I think on the company website it says up to an hour and a half. But I think that's if you put it on like a medium flame. But this is the kind of flame that everyone's going to want. So it lasts about an hour. So probably I'd say £1.25 an hour to run a full powered gas fire. So it's not too bad. I mean, bear in mind how wet it is today. We could go and gather some wood, but finding good stuff is going to be difficult. I can find plenty of like small stuff that would dry, but the thick stuff is just going to smoke and smoke and smoke. You never really get a big flame, just a lot of smoke. I'm looking around at what's just lying around us, and there is some deadfall and stuff, but it's just rotten and wet. We need to wait for the summer to come through and really dry everything out. But I think this is the rain before the sun. Our last bit of sort of miserable weather, and then summer will be here. But oh, so how'd you like the location, eh? It was a hell of a slog back and forth. That was a joke. Luckily I didn't have anything to carry though. Now it's done and we're just chilling. I'm not so stressed out now. It's like, oh, finally, can relax. I'm actually getting super, super, super warm off this now. My legs are roasting. I think what it's going to be though is time for a drink and a snack. Like I said earlier, I've got a chocolate croissant that I brought from home. And guess what else I've got inside the packet? You know me. I've got 2 packets of Dairy cheese. Write it in the comments. Have a guess what I'm having for tea tonight. And yes, I remembered the ketchups. And don't worry, Chili, if you're out there watching. I remembered my sport. And I remembered my tongs. Do I need the tongs? Yeah, I do need the tongs. I remembered my hot chocolates. I've remembered my special ingredient for the hot chocolate. I've also remembered to bring some oil in a small bottle, so I didn't have to bring a whole big bottle with me this time. We've got pancakes for breakfast. If you can guess what we're having for tea tonight. I've got a chocolate milkshake in my bag. And I've got a can of iron brew in my bag. You know how we do it when we're up in Scotland, you gotta have a can of iron brew. You gotta represent. But yeah, let me give a shout out to all my Rabless Ramblers out there. If my channel grows to like 5,000-10,000, bear in mind I'm only on 1,000 now. It's going to be a lot of hard work, you know, keeping on top of comments with everybody and remembering what that person said last time and what question they asked me to answer on the next video and stuff like that. But we'll get there people. But now, let me get a drink, eat my croissant and do it in peace. I'll come back in a little while. Peace out! We are back. I've still not actually eaten my chocolate croissant yet. I've been faffing around. I hung up my sleeping bag on the little washing line. The foot box I would say is 50% drier than it was when I put it in here. So that's a good start. The little fire, I've pulled it in as close to the tent as I can. I've got the fire mat underneath it so that the warm air comes in and hopefully dries out this sleeping bag a bit. Still not used to the new camera yet. It's so hard to because I got so used to, like I say, the tracking and stuff on the other one. I kind of lost the technique of just point and shoot, even though point and shoot is what I used to prefer. So I just can't win, can you? Right, well I guess the only thing I've got to do now, everything's done really. Say the fire's going, everything's set up. I just need to get my dinner on the go. I'm absolutely starving. The tent seems to be holding up alright. There's water droplets all down this side of the tent that I can see, but nothing's penetrated through. I will show you in the morning if I get a chance, if you remind me in the morning. Like when the light's shining through the tent, you can see like little pinholes all over the fabric. And basically that's because you need to season it first, so you get it wet and let it air out thoroughly, and then all the fibres tighten up, and then it's waterproof. Whereas right now I've not seasoned it, so I don't want to get leaked on. So I've got half of the tent out of the tarp, half of it in the tarp. But if at any point during the night I notice any water coming through, I can just quickly get out and just drag the tent along a little bit. There's no need to peg it down, and it's freestanding, so it's literally just a matter of lifting it and moving it, putting it down. Nice and easy. Hopefully you can all hear that rain on the tarp and on the tent. I've got the microphone in here, so I'm not sure whether you'll hear the tarp or the tent, but either way, it sounds the same, but it's just nice. There's loads of little birds just flying around the woodland, but none of them have come over this far yet. They're all just sort of staying on the edge line, like just checking me out, doing some reconnaissance. Cool little spot this though, so glad I found it. I've been searching on the map for ages for like loads of new places, and I think I've got like 4 or 5 that I found, and this was the first one on my list. And it's just like, this is actually amazing. I don't know if I'd bring my kayak here though. I feel that the lake isn't dramatic enough. It'd be kind of like underwhelming. You'd get on the lake and sit there and just be like, yeah, there's no drama. Although that can be nice sometimes, so maybe one day we'll come back here and bring the kayak. We definitely need to come back and do a proper rain test with that Eurohike tent, the one that broke earlier. 100% we're going to come back. Maybe not to this location, but back up in this area. And we'll bring that Eurohike Ribble 2 tent and give it a go. Because you see, the thing is, if I would have been able to use that new tent, I wouldn't have technically needed the tarp. And that's partly why I wanted to just get the tent up straight away without messing around with the tarp. But my eagerness, the pole should I say, it's literally just a metal connector, and it's sort of like a V shape. But they didn't give me any spares in the bag. If they would have just gave me a spare, I could have popped it off and put a fresh one on, and we'd be camping in the original tent right now. So silly. I have to get in touch with them and send them an email and say, look, in future I recommend you just send a spare straight metal pole and a spare V pole. That way you're kind of covered for each situation. And if they break twice, then you're just unlucky. The tarp's holding up really well though. No sagging really. There's a tiny little bit of sagging over here on this side. But once it fills up enough, it'll just spill out over the side anyway. And it's nowhere near the tent, so it doesn't really matter. And would you look at that? Just as we're chatting on the camera, my mum's calling me. So I'll be back after I've had a phone call with my mum. Well, as you can see, it's getting a little dark around here now. It's like 9 o'clock, if you can believe it. I know it looks really bright in the clouds, but that's just the camera brightening it up more than it should be. It's looking nice and cosy in my little tent though. Sleeping bag's doing well, it's drying off. As far as the tent goes, so what I was saying to you all earlier is the tent's not been seasoned. It has like hundreds and thousands of tiny little holes all over it because it's like a poly-cotton blend. So basically you need to get it wet and then let it air dry completely, and then all the fibres like go really tight, and then that's what makes it waterproof. But I've not had a chance to do it, so as you can see I'm collecting a lot of rain. Like there for example, you can see where it's soaked into the fabric. I've not touched it on the inside or anything. As you can see though, a lot of it is running off. There's just little bits and bobs that are soaking in. But we kind of want that really, as long as it doesn't penetrate through. Like down here you can see where it's soaked in a little bit around the vents. It's holding up though. A little bit of pooling on the old tarp. One thing I'll definitely say about this smaller action camera, it doesn't do as well in the low light as my proper one. I'm just hoping the proper one dries out. I was just saying to my mum and my brother on the phone that I think when I get home I might actually have to send it back, knowing the insurance, because it shouldn't have got condensation on the inside. I'll try it again in a little while though and see what happens, but if it just condensates up again, it's no use. We'll have a little chat about it in a while though, but first I need to actually get this dinner on the go because I'm starving. I've been waffling away on the phone for about an hour and I'm still not eating anything. So let's get some food on the go, eh? We are back, ready to cook some food. I've got my bug net with me because I don't know where I put my deep cream. And midges are attacking me. The only bad thing about a gas fire is it doesn't stop the midges. Ugh, they're all inside the net. A few have made it through. I'm going to put it on. Ugh. Oh, that's better. Oh, there's nothing worse than an itchy face from the midges. I know I must look like a crazy man right now, but they're not getting my face, and that's the main thing. I've really no idea where I put the DEET. It's probably just in the bag in one of the pockets somewhere or something. Right, what we need to do though is, guess what? We need to cook dinner. And we're going to do a hot chocolate as well. I need to get some water for that. Right there, we've got the frying pan. It's a bit wet. Just stick that on there for now. Let it dry off a bit. We need to go and collect some water, that's what we need to do. So here's the bag. I don't know if you remember how it works. Let me hide the brand in there. You just slide the top off, like that. Unfold it, open it up, and you've got a giant 2 litre bag here. Let's go scoop the water out without falling into the lake. There we go. Giant bag of water there. All we need to do is just fold it back over, slide the top on, and you get it the right way around. There we go. Go hang it up. Now, I don't know if you remember last time I was complaining because I had the bag and a second bag, and then my filter, the bags wouldn't screw on the bottom. So when I went home and checked in the box, there actually was an adapter so you can screw the bottles on the bottom. So it's my own fault for not looking, really. So what that means now is we can screw the empty bag onto the bottom of the filter. So the clean water is going to go in there, drip down. The dirty Loch water's in there. I say dirty, it's probably fresh as anything. Screw them together like so. I should have done it the other way around really, because my carabina's on this side, but it's alright, we'll swap it over. Just let that pour through now, from the top bag to the bottom bag. It might look like a lot, it weighs absolutely nothing, and it means I've got 2 litres of water constantly filtering through. Even though I probably won't need the full 2 litres, but it saves me having to go back and forth. And all I need to do now is just hang this off of the top of the tarp pole. Just come back to it when I need it. Well, I said hang it off the tarp pole, but I can't actually reach the tarp poles. They're too high up now. So I'm going to have to find another solution. We have found. Just clip it onto the tent. Well, I say that. If I can get it over the metal bar. There we go. There you go. There's the water filter set up. I've already got probably a good litre there at the bottom, nearly. 750 mils. Just let this empty out. And when that's full up, we can just put the lid on it and it's ready to go. I think that's pretty clever and a good way to go. Especially when you're out on the kind of trips that I do. If you're just out on a one-nighter, you could probably just take a bottle of water, but for me, generally, I'm using quite a lot. Hot chocolates, cooking, etc, etc. I don't know if you can all hear that. It sounds like someone's having a wee. That's that filter trickling through. Oh, well, at least something's working, eh? At least something's working. But 100%, my advice to anybody out there who's going to buy one of those Pocket 3 cameras, or the new Pocket 4, or the Pocket 4 Pro, do not use them in any kind of environment that's got any kind of humidity. Anything above 50%, I would say. So basically, my camera, the one that I've been using this whole time for these last 10 videos or so, my expensive one, it's broke. It's got condensation behind the glass. I've tried everything. It worked for like 2 minutes. You see me come on the camera before, like, yay, it works. And then as soon as I turned it on, the heat from it obviously is just heated up the moisture inside, and it's condensated on the glass again. So absolutely useless. So I'm back to the little small action camera, which is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just not very good in low light, and I can't really see the screen, which is quite annoying. Now I do have an app here, you can see it, so I can see what's on that screen, but it's just not as good as the other camera, because there's like a little screen on the front of this camera, but it's a tiny little box, whereas the actual camera itself is sort of widescreen, so it doesn't actually all fit on the front of the box. So it's basically, when I'm looking at the camera, I can't see myself. I can just see like this part of my leg, But then if I look on my phone, I can see the whole of me. So it's a bit of a stupid design, really. But I can't complain, can I? That's all I do is complain. Well, yeah, Pocket 3, Pocket 4, Pocket 4 Pro. If you've got any ideas or any inkling to use it out in the wet weather, the rain, wet, misty environments, humid environments, don't bother. Go for a waterproof action camera, because the Pocket 3s and 4s are not waterproof in any way. Alright, that pan is absolutely boiling hot. What we need to do now, put a little bit of oil in the pan. I know you don't really need oil when you're doing burgers, but it doesn't hurt, does it? It does not hurt. Didn't even tell you what we're having for tea, did I? Just ripped it all apart. We're having, if I can find the top of it, specially selected extra mature cheddar Scotch burgers. Cuts of succulent beef blended with extra mature cheddar cheese. You know, these are actually not the ones I intended to pick up. I thought I picked up caramelised onion burgers, but apparently I've got cheeseburgers that I'm going to add more cheese to. Yummy. Oh well, oopsie there. Alright, let's make life easy for ourselves before we do any messing around. Ah, the whole packet just exploded. Look at the state of that. Come on. You're having a laugh. You do that on purpose, these shops. So you can't sort of open it and seal it and save it for later. It's like, no, you've opened the packet now, you have to eat all 6 rolls. It's like, I don't want 6 rolls, I only wanted 2. At least the pre-sliced, eh? God. Right, buns are there, done, waiting to go. My cheese slices are almost as smashed up as they were when I went to Sweden. How have they got that bad? At least it's in one piece, I guess. In fact, let me move this microphone over here, because I feel like that's better than me rustling around with it on my chest. Like, this bug net works, but I know you keep seeing me itch. It's because where the bug net is like touching my skin, they're crawling over the net, which is tickling my ears. It's like, oh, it's horrible. I've actually got a bunch of things at home to get rid of the midges. I just didn't think to bring them. In my head I was saying, oh, I've got a fire, I'll be absolutely fine. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is not a real fire, it's not real smoke. Oh, that pan's super hot. Them burgers will be done in no time. Right, cheese. In fact, we'll put the cheese on the buns already. Let's get the cheese on the bottom layer. One there. One there. And then we can get rid of the rubbish, because there's nothing worse than having a messy environment, and this table's already super full and cramped up. I don't like it. Rubbish bag behind us. Right, I'll put the burgers over here, because we'll be cooking them in a second. We need to get the stuff ready to make a hot chocolate, because I really want one. I know you've all seen this a million times. My little gas burner stove thing. Super lightweight. Touch wood, it's never failed me yet. At least we got rain. I promised rain on this trip. I tried my hardest to pick a day when there was going to be rain, and we got rain. It's just a shame it wasn't in the tent that it was supposed to be. But it's all good. We're not going to cry about it. I say, I'm just lucky we was prepared with that spare tent. The universe spoke to me. It's funny because I remembered the tent that I didn't technically need, but then forgot a few little bits that I did need. Can't win, can you? One thing or the other. Right, we need a little bit of water in this cup so I can make the hot chocolate. This is what I was saying as well about being out in the rain and everyone saying it's miserable and stuff. Look, sat here in a hoodie. It's not cold at all. Yeah, it's raining, but my tarp's keeping me dry. And if it gets any worse than this, I can just head into the tent. But I'm fine. About to cook some cheeseburgers up. Got some munchies, about to make a hot chocolate. Living the dream right now, chilling by a pretty loch. A wee loch. The hidden loch. But yeah, here's my clean fresh water anyway. Easily 2 litres there. I don't need more than 350 for a hot chocolate. 350 mils that is, not litres. Oh, that's way too much, but still. See what I mean? How good it is to have this bag. It's great, I love it. Super durable as well. You don't go stabbing it with a knife, but it's durable. Right, what do we need to do next? Light my gas stove. Don't worry about that little bit of wind. Wind never hurt anyone. Stick that cup on the top. And don't worry people, I took the handles off this time. And what we do have here is a new collapsible cup. I've seen a whole bunch of YouTubers, right, using these little orange collapsible ones. Now if you remember in Sweden, we were the first with the collapsible cup, and it's kind of useless. The drink gets cold really quick, even with a lid on it. You can't get much in it, and it's just kind of crap really. So I thought I'd upgrade to this one. I know it doesn't look like much, but once you take the lid off it, it's a screw-on lid as well. So it keeps your drink nice and warm and sealed so you can't spill it and stuff. This actually pops out like a collapsible cup. Well, it is a collapsible cup, but a lot more sturdy. A nice hard plasticky rim around the side of it, and like I say, a nice screw-on lid. Coffee closure. I don't drink coffee, but I'm not even promoting it, I'm just saying it's definitely an upgrade of all the different cups that we've tried. I think this is going to be the one. I could be wrong though. I could start complaining about it in the next hour. Oh, that bloody cup, I hate it. I'm sending it back. You know what I'm like. Hot chocolate, we just got the good old cheap stuff, Rabless Rambler style today. Nothing crazy. Where's my spoon? Might have to get a few extra scoops in this though to make it chocolatey. Three big spoonfuls. And then a half a spoon for good luck. You know me, I love my chocolate chocolatey. I don't want to taste like water. Alright, put that there, because that'll be done before you know it. Next thing now, tongue time for the burgers. The oil is scalding hot. I've got to make sure it doesn't spit in my face now and burn me to death. And if you're out there watching, Dad, I was having this conversation with my dad the other week. He prefers the old school kind of fire, you know, proper wooden one, traditional fire, whereas I've got the more modern sort of gas fire going on here. But I promise you on the next trip, I will do my best to have a proper traditional fire, especially mainly because the midges are out now and they do my head in. Oh, these burgers are thicker than I thought. Jeez Louise. Ready for the sizzle. The tongs barely open up wide enough to fit the burgers around it. It burnt me. I knew it would. The wind's blowing towards the camera, so hopefully you can smell it a bit. I can't smell anything right now. I'm on the wrong side. Alright, that and the rubbish bin. Keep it tidy around us. What else have we got to do here? Ketchup. Don't forget the ketchups. I've got two packs of ketchup. The little plasticky, flexible ones. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but like I have a supermarket near me called Morrison's, and normally in the bakery section they have like little packs of ketchup, brown sauce, mayonnaise, stuff like that. And for the last few months, all they've had is barbecue sauce. No ketchups. It's driving me nuts because that's normally where I pick them up. Like grab a handful of them. About, I don't know, £5 worth or something like that. You probably get like 20 little packs. And in each pack, I would say is equivalent to 2.5 of these flimsy ones. They're kind of like a hard plastic one that you twist the side. They're so much better than these. And they're sturdier because these explode in your pocket, you'll be devastated. Them hard plastic ones, they're a lot more durable. Let's get eating. I'll even make it quicker for myself. I'll pre-tear the ketchups. I swear to God, I'm so hungry right now. And believe it or not, I still didn't eat the chocolate croissant. I just get distracted with one thing or the other, trying to solve problems, trying to do this, trying to do that. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to wait, so I've been on the phone, on the email to like go outdoors about the tent already. And just trying to sort stuff out. Luckily I've got an internet signal here so I can get things sorted, but it just drives me nuts. This is actually quite difficult. These tongs don't open up enough. Oh yes, they're looking good. One to move over there. There we go, now it's flat. Get an even cook across the base. Right, what do we do now? Check this water quickly. Oh, getting there. Probably shouldn't have taken it off, but it was easier than standing up. So get that hot chocolate done. Once these burgers are done, I'm going to eat them and then just kick back for half an hour, listen to some Carl Pilkington, just enjoy the rain, and then I'll come back when we get in the tent and I'm eating my chocolate croissant after this. Like honestly, for me this is bliss. This is like my perfect sleep aid. Just listening to this rain tapping down. I was watching one of English Woodman's video the other day, and I seen someone in the comments, because he was trying to do a basic camp with like the least amount of stuff he had, and someone in the comments said, "It looks like you're practicing to be homeless." Oh, it just made me laugh, but then I thought, well really, that's what camping is, isn't it? Just preparing to be homeless with the most high-tech homeless gear you can find. It's mad when you think about it. We spend so much money and spend so much effort on getting all this gear to come and stay outside, but yet go home at the end of the day and pay your rent and your bills and blah 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 blah. Why not just be homeless? Get your tent, get all this gear that we've spent so much money on, and just go homeless and live stream it for the rest of my life. How about that? No, I'm only joking, it's a bit extreme I think.
Let's just stick to my mad adventures for now. This has been a good one though. Even though some things have not gone to plan. That's part of camping. I'm not wet, I'm not miserable. That's the main thing. I'm actually quite warm. I don't know if it's wearing this bug net, it's just like keeping the temperature just right. Maybe it's working like a string vest, regulating the temperature or something, I don't know. Or maybe it's just warm. Maybe it's the Rabless Ramblers hoodie. Who knows? Ooh, I can see steam. Steam starting to appear. Alright, give these burgers another flip. If I can get the tongs under there. There we go. Ooh. Oh, they look so good. They're not going to taste as good as they would on a traditional fire. Yes, Dad, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. On proper wood or coals or whatever. Obviously everything tastes better. But this is handy. Like you see, I didn't have to gather wood. It's raining and we could have a nice roaring fire. No effort. Just turn the knob. The flame goes up, the flame goes down. I need a little mirror. I've got one in my wash kit, but can't be bothered rummaging to get it out. So that I can point the mirror above the cut to see inside if it's boiling or not. My seat's just a little bit too low. I'm going to have to stand up and look. Oh yeah, it's just started to go through a roaring boil. Perfect. Alright, move this out the way a sec. I need to be able to see what I'm doing here. Ah, the handle's freezing. Even better. Probably 20 mils too much water, so that wasn't a bad guess. Ah, this is a proper cup of hot chocolate though. Not just like 2 sips and it's gone. That's what I feel like those cups that I've seen the other YouTubers use. They're just like 2 sippers. Actually looks quite creamy as well. Maybe I just put extra amount of chocolate in. Or the right amount of chocolate in, should I say. Got to stir it properly though. There's nothing worse than a hot chocolate with bits on the top. Bits of powder. Just, oh, it's disgusting. Right. Oh yeah. There's not a little, not even a bit of powder on the spoon. Clean. Let's give this a whirl, shall we? I think you have to open the lid first before you screw it on so it doesn't explode. Tell you what, you put the lid on the top so it's sealed up. He says, I can't see because of this stupid bug net. It's like blocking my eyesight. Oh, there we go. Quick, put the bug net down before they attack us. Right, the lid's down, it's sealed. Should we tip it over and see if anything leaks out live on camera? Hey, no leaking. One successful product. Right, hot chocolate's done. And give these burgers one last flip. Oh, the smell. Oh, I can smell it now. And yes, we're still rocking the Inu power bank. Big up to Inu. I've actually only gone down to 75% on this trip, on this battery. And I've charged the main camera twice. And I've charged this camera once. And I've charged the microphone, well, which is there, once fully. So it's not done too bad at all. Alright, let's get these burgers on the buns. Oh yeah, check out these burgers. Chef special. Succulent, juicy beef with extra mature cheddar and dairy cheese slices and Heinz tomato ketchup and a nice cheap little muffin to top it all off. Alright, let me get out of this mask for a minute and have a bite. Cheers everybody. Cheers all my Rabless Ramblers. Levi. Mwah! Daddy loves you. Always thinking about you, little man. This one goes out to all you. There's so much grease dripping out the bottom of this. But right now, honestly, I don't care. It tastes so good. It's quite good for me eating this. I can sort of hide under the mask while I'm eating. Not even had a sip of my hot chocolate. I'm just so forgetful. Do one thing, put it down, turn around, do something else, and just forget all the other things I've been doing. Right, let's have a sip of this. Yeah. Oh, it's hot. Oh, jeez, it's like really, really hot. Normally when you're out on a trip like this, and you make a hot drink, it's freezing in 5 minutes. It's boiling. I'm not going to complain though. It means when I make a drink before I go to bed, it'll be nice and toasty next to me for at least an hour. Right, let's get another bite of this with you guys and girls, and then I'm out of here for a bit. That's so good. Right. Oh, a piece of beef just fell off. Quick, catch it while I can. Ah, I need to hide. They're coming at me. Ah, every angle. Right, everybody, I'm going to eat my dinner. I'll come back when I finish eating. We'll have some chit chats in the tent before I go to bed. But right now, I just want to kick back, relax, listen to some YouTube, and enjoy the sound of this rain on the tarp. So until then, peace out and get out here. I'll see you all soon. Alright everyone, I'm snuggled up in bed. I'm on my second cup of hot chocolate, which is down to there. I'm going to make another one in a minute. My sleeping bag, I'd say 65% drier than it was when we pulled it out the bag. It's definitely fluffed up a lot. It was just like one big soggy mess when I first pulled it out. That's not too bad. I can't complain. It's done its job. It's airing out. Just relaxing now. I can't believe it's actually almost 12 o'clock. It's like 10 to 12. It's like, where's the evening gone, honestly? It's flown by. It's been nice though. Still got that little... a few midges in here though. Once I get off the camera and stuff, then I can zip this door up properly and like get a little bit more protected. It's been a good day though. Apart from a few mishaps. But you know, stuff happens, doesn't it? There's not much you can do about it. I've enjoyed the trip. Definitely a learning experience for me too. With a few bits and bobs. Like I always tell myself, put the tarp up first, no matter what you do. Tarp first, then the tent. And I don't know what came over me today. I think I was just too overexcited to put that tent up. I did the tent first, ended up in a mess, no tarp up, having to hide the bag in the woods. So, stick to the plan, stick to the process. Ah well. At least I know for next time, eh? That's the thing. It's all about learning. Nobody's an expert at this. Nobody's a master. Everyone makes mistakes. You think you've covered all your bases. You get there and you go, oh, I forgot. Like, in fact, today, I came all the way. So yesterday, specifically bought myself a packet of beef burgers for this trip. Stuck them in the freezer last night at home. And I figured, all right, I'll leave them in the freezer. And then when I set off, like, early in the morning, I'll just whip them out the freezer. And by the time I get to camp in the evening, they'll be thawed out. So just as I turned off the motorway to get some more petrol, like I've pulled in and I'm sitting there thinking, right, I've got this, I've got that. And I was like, oh! I left my cheeseburgers in the freezer. It's like, no! So obviously I had to nip to the local Lidl, grab some bits and bobs from there, and then make my way here. And speaking of which, actually, I know I've got a little bit of hot chocolate left, and I said I was going to make another one. But no, I'm not going to make another one. Do you know why? Hey, got my kind of iron brew. That's one of the things I picked up. It was iron brew, burgers, this little cream cake thing I got earlier, but I ate that on the way here, so you didn't get to see that, unfortunately. It was reduced and it had cream in the middle, so I thought, oh, quick, eat it. Need to eat it quick because you know what cream's like, goes funny before you know it. Hopefully next time on the next trip I can give you an update on what's going on with the camera, what's going on with the tent. Hopefully we'll find something or hear something. No doubt I'll probably be on the next trip going, do you know what, I'm still waiting to hear, or I'm still waiting for a solution, or I'm still waiting for this. You know what it's like dealing with these companies. They don't like dealing with warranties and replacement parts and damaged items, so it can be a pain sometimes, but nonetheless, we'll get there eventually. Like, part of me just wants to stay up. Just stay up and enjoy this rain. And I probably will when I get off camera. I'll probably stay up for another half an hour, 40 minutes. Just listen. And then before you know it, I'll be like, honked out, fast asleep. The rain is, it's really soothing for me, so like I say, I'll be out like a light before you know it. It's funny that I say that actually, about staying up late. Just as I said that, I'm just thinking, you know what, my eyes feel really heavy. Maybe it is time to settle down for the night. It's definitely after 12 now. It's probably about 10 past 12. You know what I'm like, probably been waffling for like 20 minutes on the camera without realising it. I'll have to edit half of it out. But yeah, it wasn't really the trip that I planned. Like I say, I didn't really plan for the camera breaking down on me and the tent breaking down on me. And luckily I had backups for everything, because I have learnt from my previous mistakes. But the backups are obviously not as good as the main things that you're meant to be using. Apart from this tent, I know it was a hell of a lot of money, but it's just saved me in a terrible situation, so I have to give it the extra thumbs up. I don't know if I could recommend it to anyone just based on the price. What I would recommend to anybody is the tent that broke, and even though it broke, I know you're probably thinking, why would you recommend that? When that tent goes up, I've got a feeling it'll be my favourite tent. Better than this one. Obviously it's not better quality. See, it's just got that little feature on it that just makes life so much easier. But I'm not going to tell you what it is until you actually get to see it. There's no point ruining the surprises. Unfortunately we didn't get to see it today, but you'll get to see it at some point. One thing that's going to be super crazy though is when we do come out on a trip with my nephew Opie Bear. Like, because I have a certain routine, I guess, like the process I go throughout the night. But with my nephew being here, it's going to be completely different, because I'm going to have to like Well, I really would like to show him how to set up the fire, how to collect wood, maybe how to use the flint and steel. Bear in mind he's only 5 though, so I don't know if he'll have the strength to do that properly. But I'm not sure how he's going to handle the rain, if it does rain. So I'll probably try and take him out on a nice hot day. And another thing I'm not too sure about is how he's going to handle the walk, like up through the woodlands and the hike and stuff. So I'm going to have to try and pick somewhere where it's like fairly easy. Like I might take him to my secret spot actually. I think that would make life a lot easier. Because then we don't have to travel too far just in case there's an emergency or just in case he wants to go home. Because sometimes he can be a bit funny, and when he has like a turn or a bit of a mood swing, he's just like, oh, I want to go home. And at that point you just have to take him home. So if I'm 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours away up in Scotland, this is not going to be a good look. Like, yeah, right, I'll take you home, but it's going to take us another 6 hours. You'll be kicking off in the car. So yeah, I think my secret spot for the first trip. Because to him it'll still feel really far away and in the wild and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's the best idea. Levi, it's just a shame you can't come along too. But hopefully, maybe when you're older and when Opie's older, he can share his experiences with me, with you. My birthday's coming up as well. It's going to be my 41st birthday, can you believe it? 41 years old. I'm getting old, man. My next milestone is 50 years old. I don't want to be 50. I'm so old. But let's hope we can get to the 50th video before my 50th birthday. Although to be fair, that should be pretty easy, to be honest. As long as we stay consistent, doing our 1 a month minimum. That's 12 a year. Should be at over 100 videos by that point. Although saying that, I'll be at 100 videos by the time I'm 50. Will I still be camping when I'm 50? Might be in a Zimmer frame. I'll have to come out with like robotic legs and hike up the mountain with like an exoskeleton. Like, we're not giving up, Rabless Ramblers. Nothing's gonna stop us. We've got pancakes for breakfast and syrup. I've got my little bag of water here as well, so there's plenty in there for another hot chocolate in the morning. Or tonight, if I fancy one. And pancakes in the morning. Probably 2 hot chocolates and pancakes in there. I've got loads of water. That's why I love these bags so much. You've seen how quick it was. Just scoop up the water, seal it up, and then you're done. When you use those cheap plasticky crinkly bags, like the small 750ml ones or litre ones, they just take forever to fill up, and because they're so light, they kind of don't want to dunk under the water, so then you end up having to put your hands under, then you get cold hands, especially if it's like a winter trip or something like that. So with these, at least you can just 1 scoop or 2 scoops, depending on like how much of a dunk you get, and that's it. I love them. I definitely wouldn't swap these for anything else. I actually got a really good deal on these water bladders, because they're not the brand that everybody buys. These are like Rabless Ramblers style brand. I paid like probably 1/3 of the price that everyone else would pay, and I got 2 for that price rather than just 1. So yep, do your research, people. Don't buy the first thing out that you see out there just because it's got the big brand in it and all the YouTubers are out there talking about it. Look for alternatives first. I always start with the cheapest option, and then find the flaws in the cheap option, and then see if the more expensive ones can fix those flaws without having to go to the extreme level. I'm so glad the little fire's working this time as well. I couldn't find my thermometer. I was so sure that I packed it, but I probably seen it, put it somewhere, thinking, right, I'll take that tomorrow, and then just never picked it up. You know what I'm like? I always forget. It's something to look forward to on the next trip. Like, hey, this is the temperature. But yeah, at least the fire's working, because the heat in here is like really nice, toasty warm. If I had to guess, I reckon I could actually take this hoodie off, I'm not going to lie, and I'd still be warm. If I had to guess, I'd say it's about 12 to 15 degrees in here. And outside is obviously probably more like 6 to 8. So this little fire's keeping us nice and toasty. There's so many little flies and stuff just hovering around the fire. I've not seen anything commit suicide yet though. So there must be something different about the gas. Maybe it's the smell of the gas coming off that's keeping them slightly away from the fire. Because you know when it's a standard wooden fire or a charcoal fire, the flies and the bugs and everything, they all seem to crawl in. It's like, walk towards the light, walk towards the light. And they all just themselves. Never understood why they do that. Has anyone else noticed that out there camping? I don't know if you have. Maybe you've never paid attention. But just watch the next time you have a campfire. If you see any bugs and stuff, they will crawl just straight into the fire. Now I'm guessing they're just trying to crawl towards the heat because it feels nice and warm. But then they don't realise that they're walking actually into the flame. And then the next minute it's just like, psst. It's like, oh, poor bug, poor spider, poor ant, poor slater, shield bug. I've seen all sorts of them do it. Moths are the worst. Oh, they're blind. So they probably don't actually know that they're going into the fire at all. They're just like, ooh, what's this? And then they're gone. Just like, whew. And like behind the camera and behind here, it's all fully wide open, the door's open and stuff, so plenty of fresh air coming in here. You know what I'm like, sometimes I don't even like closing up the door. Like leave the main door open, but then just close my inner door, like the mesh net, so that I can still see outside. And especially when it gets to the morning time, if it's raining, I can see the rain coming down then. Because of the front section of this tent, it's covered by the tarp anyway. I'd say it's like halfway back on the roof. Yeah, like halfway and then backwards is getting wet, and then the front section, the porch section, is dry. I just didn't want to risk it, you know. Things have already gone wrong on this trip, so seeing as I've not seasoned the tent properly, didn't want to expose it to like the heavy rain. But it's done well. I can feel the fabric's wet on the inside here. Don't want to touch it too much though. Yeah, oh, it's not wet. I'd say the fabric's like a damp fabric. And that's where you just kind of have to let it air out in the morning. So I'll have to drag it under the tarp properly and let it air out for a couple of hours before I leave. I'll do my best anyway. It probably won't make much difference. It's too wet and humid, so all the air's wet, isn't it? Ooh, I thought there was water on the inside then. It's not. It's on the outside. It's just the way the light's shining through. I can still see the water droplets. Panicking then, like, no, don't leak. I can imagine though, when this tent gets wet, like properly wet, if you had to pack it away in the morning, because I think this tent weighs about 4.5, 5 kilos. But when it's wet, I can imagine it double that easy. 10 kilo tent, trying to carry this out of the woods. That's not going to be fun tomorrow. Such is life. Such is life. I'm just scanning around for bugs, that's why I'm looking around, because I can see so many. I've got to kind of waft them all out before I shut the door, otherwise they'll be trapped inside with me. Get out. Just get out. Get out next to me. Oh, I'm just so lucky that this has dried off. And it's not totally dry. You can still feel that it's damp. It's got that sort of a bit of a dampy smell to it. But the main part of the bag, luckily, is dry. The footbox took all the damage. But like I say, it's not that cold anyway. One thing I didn't bring is my electric blanket. Because I didn't think I'd need it. The weather's just not cold enough. But I wish I would have had the electric blanket now, because I could have put it at the bottom of the footbox and just kept it running all night to just help evaporate the water from the opposite side of the footbox, the outside part. I need to get some sleep. Alright, all my Rabless Ramblers. Levi, mwah. Daddy loves you. Mum, Auntie Barbara, Tommy J, Sophie, Mark, Dad, everybody, just everyone that I'm forgetting, everyone I'm not mentioning. I hope you all sleep well and have amazing dreams of the sweetest variety. Until tomorrow, I'm signing out. Peace out. Get out. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, all my Rabless Ramblers. How are we doing? Oh, it's still fully wet and miserable out there. Let me unzip this door. Oh. Hello everyone. Let's get this door open. Get some fresh air in this tent. There we go. Hopefully you can still hear the sound of the rain a little bit trickling down. I had such a good sleep last night. I told you I would. As soon as I put the camera down, that was it. Lights out, crashed out. Probably got like 10 minutes into my Carl Pilkington episode. So the sleeping bag's a little damp still, but that's probably my body heat that's pushed out the moisture that was already in it out. But it's not, it wasn't cold, so it still worked, to be fair. My feet are dry. No condensation whatsoever inside the tent. No leaking. I think it helped last night that it's got wet and then maybe it stopped raining or spitting for an hour or two, and then it started again, then it stopped and it started again, so it's give the tent time to dry out a little in between raining events. But there's still places where I can see those little holes everywhere. I'll try and show you on the camera. So as you can see, the water's still sitting on the outside of the skin. None of that's on the inside, it's all sitting on the outside. But if I put the camera, I'm trying to find a spot where it'd be good for light. Let's have a look here. I don't know if you can see like the weave of the fabric. It's like crisscrossy. And there's little holes. I can't get too close though because the camera won't focus. You can't really see them properly though. But there's like microscopic holes all over the fabric. Anyway, the main thing is the tent survived, no leaking, no moisture, no condensation. Done what it's supposed to do. We survived the night! Ah, hey! No bugs either. I didn't even zip up the inner mesh last night on the tent, I just closed the main door. The bugs just gave up after a while. It's an absolute mess in here though. Just bits and bobs everywhere. The perils of camping, you have to pack away eventually. Once you start pulling everything out, it's alright, but then when you've got to start putting it all back together again. Yeah, the fire pit was good last night, as you all seen. It worked a treat. Filming was a bit rough last night, having to use that other camera for most of the trip. I'm actually back on the original camera right now. I had it next to my little lantern. I could turn my lantern on last night, just to give a little bit of warmth around it, and then put the camera sort of near it for a few hours, to try and help dry out any moisture inside it. So, touch wood, fingers crossed, so far so good. It might be a little misty, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was yesterday. And at least we can actually see what's going on and get a full wide view of everything rather than this tiny little box. Good morning everybody, we're out of the tent. If you can hear, the rain has stopped, finally. I can get out, my camera's not steamed up for now, fingers crossed it stays that way. We're back on the original camera. Oh, so nice out here now. It's just so humid and wet. Little duck going crazy across the water there. We found it. The hunt for the hidden loch is over. We did it. Another one for the list. The whole area that I'm in though is really nice. I feel like with the rain yesterday I didn't get a chance to properly explore around the actual campsite. It's cool though. we've got to head over that way when we leave. So we've got to duck down as soon as we get out of here to get through that log. Right, enough chit chat. Let's get breakfast on. I'm starving. We're having pancakes again. Whoop, whoop. Let's get these pancakes on, shall we? Before the day runs away with us. Alright, while that pan's heating up and the oil from last night is melting, let's get hot chocolate on the go as well. He says, if he can screw the gas thing in. There we go, that's on. A little pancake mix. You know how we do it. Give this a little shake now. And before you know it, I'll have a nice breakfast. I've even got, where is it? Got my syrup with me. Oh yes. My little plate, if you remember from last time. There we go. Pancake mix is done. I totally forgot I was supposed to be making a hot chocolate as well. All this melted fat from yesterday from the burgers. Look at that. I need to get rid of that and then give it a clean and start fresh. We're going to rinse it off. There we go. Nice and clean. Oh, them pancakes are looking nice. Well, the pancake. I just saved it. It almost fell apart when I flipped it over. There's a little bit too much oil in the pan, I think. It started to separate the pancake mix before it really started cooking. Need to give that little cup a clean out. What we also need to do, whilst we're just sitting here waiting for everything, is give a few things a clean from yesterday. Like the tongs. Get all this grease off. There we go, that looks so much better already. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm just a clean freak. But I like to try my best to keep everything clean when I'm camping. It's such a different atmosphere now that the rain stopped. It's so relaxed and serene. Whereas yesterday it felt like brutal and just like, ah. Give these pancakes another flip. Oh yes, that's looking good. I'd say about another minute on this side and that one's done. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed the trip so far. Solo Adventure 25, we did it. The milestone adventure, the hunt for the hidden loch. And we found it. Go me. Go us, Rabless Ramblers. Just a shame about the tent. But you know, live and you learn. You live to fight another day and all that. At least we'd survived the night. The new tent's starting to dry off a bit now as well. It's getting some air to it. Alright, get this pancake off. Get a little bit more oil in the pan, but maybe not as much as I did a minute ago. A couple of little blobs. See if we can make this one a bit thicker. I don't know if it'll work. Don't really know if that went to plan. We'll find out in a minute. Right, where's my syrup? My first pancake. As you can see, perfectly done. I'm not cheating either if I flip it over. The other side is just as perfect. Crazy with my syrup pouring. I don't want diabetes. If you can even see it on there. Fold it over like a little tortilla. The breakfast of kings. Hot water's boiled. Let's pour a little bit in the bottom first, so I can give it a little clean out. Go, clean as a whistle. Right. I'm going to have to just guess with this one, because the spoon's preoccupied with pancake grease. I don't know, that's about right. It's probably way too much, but I'm sure we'll find out. Nothing but a tiny little leaf left in there, and the perfect amount for the cup. Good guess that, wasn't it? And a good job I cleaned the tongs. So then I can relax on the way back out, take my time, just enjoy my hot chocolate and just go for a stroll through the woods. Right, pop the button off, stick the lid on. I'm so glad that I remembered to put my phone on vibrate. I don't know if you keep hearing it in the background buzzing away. It'd just be getting me angry otherwise. Bloody phone keeps beeping, ruining my video. You know me, I always forget. The little things I forget. Like, put the phone on silent. Right, let's have a look at this pancake. Kind of got distracted there, it's probably burnt at the bottom. Ah, no, my spoon just went through it. Oh no, that's alright. It needs a bit more oil in there though. Much thicker, much better. Right, anyway, so undo this. Close this up because we're done with that now. That's why I love this gas stove. I mean, look how small that is. You wouldn't even notice it. pop it into the cup. Pop that in there. Pop that back in there. Nice and tidy. Put my tongs in there as well. Let's check this pancake again before it's toasted to death. A spork is definitely not the best thing for flipping a pancake. Oh, it's not even done on that side. Oh, well. Let's get back to eating this one. I'd say there's 2 more pancakes in the bottle, plus that one on there. So we got 4 out of it. 4 healthy pancakes for breakfast. Give me all the boost I need to get out of here. Enough water left to brush my teeth and have a little wash on my face. Told you these bags are amazing. That was that 1 scoop from last night. It's kept us going. Yeah, 2 litres it takes. And it saves us having to carry 2 kilos of water into camp. I mean, obviously, I only recommend that if you know there's a water source when you get there. Don't be hiking to the top of a mountain with a water filter going, where's the water? I expected it to be water. Rabless Ramblers said I just need a water filter. No, no, no. Don't blame me. I told you got to be prepared. I mean, look at me yesterday, that rain event. If I wasn't prepared and had this tent, the only thing I couldn't prepare for was just camera steaming up, because I didn't know that that was an issue. But I do now, so now next time I can be prepared and bring the little camera from my backup. I've got to learn how to use it more. Ooh, this one is boiling. Alright, I'm a Rabless Ramblers. I'm going to eat this pancake, make my last 2 pancakes, and I'll come back with my packing away. Otherwise, I'm just going to be rambling and rambling and rambling on. You know what I'm like? I'll see you soon. Time for us to start packing away now. We're finished with all the cooking and the eating. Guess the first thing to start with is this chair, really, isn't it? Chair and table. Just clear the space around the floor, and then we'll start unpacking the tent. Where did I put the bag for the chair? That's the question. Is it in the tent, or is it still in the backpack? I mean, you can't complain though. I mean, look at the size of that for a chair. It is super handy, and it fits inside the tent if you want to sit in the tent with it. Oh, there it is. How lucky was that? And the bag is oversized, which is always nice to make things easy to go back inside. That needs a good drying out though, it's soaked. Can you believe it? The sun's starting to come out. Probably won't last long though. Let's get out of here while we've got the chance. As soon as I hit the motorway, guaranteed it'll start raining again. This is the universe's way of saying, right Charlie boy, now is your time to leave. You've had your fun. Rabless Ramblers, get the hell out of here. I just thought while I've got the opportunity and the rain stopped, get this rain kit back in its bag. Only thing is, it's not packed away as elegantly as it was packed in the first place. Never actually used that before, so I'm not sure on the correct technique to fold it away. I'll have to practice at home a little bit. At least that's done. That's the chair done, the table done, the waterproof's done. Just need to get the airbed out. This is a fairly straightforward one. Just let the air out and then re-roll it again. And now it should fit back in the bag nice and snug. There we go, bed's packed away. I don't know if you noticed as well, I've got my sleeping bag and the little towel drying on the washing line. Don't know if you could even see that then when the camera turned round, but anything to just try and get any more air to it that I can. Right, bed's packed away. Just got to do the sleeping bag, but I'm going to leave that till last because, like I say, it's airing out on the washing line right now. And every little counts. What's next? My pillow. The pillow's still damp. So it's damp on one side, and the actual bag for it is soaked. I'm going to stick that on the washing line for 5 minutes as well. You know, surprisingly, the sleeping bag feels really warm on that washing line. So the little bit of heat that's hitting it's definitely toasting it up. As far as this goes, don't really have a solution right now until the bag's dry. My two favourites, as you know, my Inu. This one's still got 100%. This one's like down to 20 now. Another thing as well is if you remember yesterday with the rain being so bad, that's another reason why I like to cover up my charging ports. Because if they would have got wet last night, I would have been stranded with no power. You know what's really annoying? I've been talking to the camera for ages while I was packing away the sleeping bag and all the other gear. I didn't even press record. So if you're wondering how we skipped from stuff not being packed away to stuff being half packed away, it's because I was talking to nothing. But all we've got to do now is get this tent packed away, and then that's us done. Let's get this tarp down, shall we? I'd say probably of all the things to pack away, the tarp poles probably take the longest. Because you have to wind these strings up like, oh god, it takes ages. One done. There we go. Tarp pole's done. Now all we have to do is fold this thing back up. Put this tarp back in the bag and then we're pretty much done. Alright, well, last thing we need to do is get this tent down. You know, I was expecting it to be a lot harder to put away, this tent, but it's not really had any issues. Would you look at that? Straight back in the bag. No messing about. Right, will this fit into the bag with the other tent in there? That's the question. Hey, it fits. Pancake mix, guy lines, battery banks, everything in there. It's a shame the bag's still wet though. I told you it'd still be hot. Alright. Alright, on my Rabless Ramblers. No trace. No case. You know how we do about this time. Give you one last little look around the waterside. Ooh, try not to slip to my death. Oh, do you know what? Probably would have been nice to get a kayak out in this.
I don't want to leave. All right, all my Rabless Ramblers, I think it's about that time for me to start hiking out of here and putting this camera away. So let me say goodbye. Thank you for watching up to this point. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. I do appreciate it, and it goes a long way. Levi, mwah, Daddy loves you. Always thinking about you, little man. Everyone else, peace out. I'll catch you on the next one.